Welcome to my kitchen. It's way too hot to film upstairs in my room, so I'm in the kitchen. So this video is going to be about my story becoming a makeup artist and how I got here. So a lot of you may not know this about me, but I actually am a freelance makeup artist. I have been before I started doing YouTube, and I'll kind of tell you my whole background. So growing up, like, I didn't wear a lot of makeup at all. Actually, I didn't really wear anything, to be honest, till I graduated high school. I think I started to dabble here and there, but nothing really, I didn't know what I was doing. At my local mall, they had opened a Sephora, so I had just walked right into there. I wanted to go look at the Kat Von D stuff, I remember, and while I was in there, this lady named Jill approached me and she asked me if I was looking for a job and if I would like to work at Sephora. So she offered me a job there. And my thought process was, oh cool, like discounted makeup or free makeup, like yeah, I want to work here. Again, I didn't know anything about makeup at all, nothing. Yeah, I started working at Sephora. Honestly, like, working there is where I learned a lot of the basics. This was before Sephora was what it is now, so they really didn't train their employees like they do today. So back then, like, I just got thrown out there and it was like, just go. I'll always remember the first client I helped. She wanted to be color matched to Bare Minerals, and I had no idea what that meant or how to do it or how to apply Bare Minerals and what the heck was Bare Minerals. And I'll never forget that, and I was just kind of like, yeah, sure. A lot of trial and error. I made a lot of people look really bad, really ugly, and I definitely feel awful, but luckily it's just makeup. That's why I say it's just makeup, because I'm trying to like make up for the times I made everyone ugly. Yeah, it's just makeup. Like, luckily it washes off. I had no idea what I was doing. I had no training. Then Sephora started to get really, really good with their training. I went to all of the trainings that they offer, and they really teach you everything from just the basics to face shapes, eye shapes, how to match, where to match. They actually have a really good training system. I learned a lot. Also, I would watch other people that I worked with, and like, I would watch how they would apply products. I would watch what brushes. I would ask them questions like, why are you using that? What are you doing? You know, I would always just be like picking other people's brains because I wanted to learn how to do it. It was fun, but I just didn't know what the hell I was doing. Honestly, working at Sephora gave me a huge opportunity to just grab anyone and everyone, sit them down, practice on them. They didn't know I was practicing. I was practicing. And like, just learn about products and what works and what doesn't work and everything. Also, the lady that hired me, Jill, she was one of the Sephora Pro artists, which are like the best of the best within Sephora. She was a Sephora Pro artist. She was also a celebrity makeup artist. So whenever Jill was in store, I would like pick her brain. I was always asking her questions. I was always asking her for her tips and tricks, or like how to do something, or just watch her like a creep. I would watch her like a creep. I just would apply anything that I learned to the next person, and again, trial and error. I would learn like, okay, this works and this doesn't work. I was at Sephora for 5 years. Okay, it took me about 5 years to really learn how to do everything that I know how to do and really feel confident. I would freelance on the side. I lived in an area where there were a lot of weddings at like the local wineries, so I would get asked to do wedding makeup, and I would start. I wasn't fully confident, but it was getting me out there a little bit more to be more confident. After 5 years, I decided, you know what, like, I need to grow. I've become stagnant and I'm bored, and I felt underappreciated, and I just was bumping heads with my manager. So I was like, you know what, I need to do something else. So I applied at just different positions. I tried out to work for Makeup Forever, and I wanted to work for them so bad because I love the brand. I had auditioned, because you have to audition for it, and I thought for sure I was gonna get the job, and I didn't get the job. I was like heartbroken. Then I tried out for the Sephora Pro team, and there's like 4 different rounds, and I made it to the 2nd round, and that was it. I didn't make that. I applied to work at NARS, and I got denied, and I was really frustrated because I felt like, what do I want to do with my life? Like, everything that I'm trying out for, I'm not getting, and like, I'm not good enough. I just was feeling really lousy. And at this time I was 25, so I got hired when I was 20, so that's a big gap in my 20s. I hope Sephora is better now, but at the time when I was working there, they paid their employees so poorly. It was embarrassing. After being there for 5 years, you would think I'd be making, enough money to survive. I wasn't at all. I would be working full-time hours, but just making bullcrap money. It was just a big joke. I moved in with my mom and stuff. I heard that the Urban Decay store in Newport Beach was opening. It was the very first Urban Decay freestanding store, and I was like, dude, I want in, sign me up. Newport Beach was like an hour and a half away from my house, so I was like, I'll commute, I don't care, I want to be a part of this. And I ended up getting the job. So I left Sephora, and then I started working at the Urban Decay store. Urban Decay takes care of their employees really, really well. The only downside, something that I really struggled with, was that I went from working at Sephora, like the store had a sales goal, but you didn't have a personal sales goal, and it wasn't all about numbers. And then going to Urban Decay, I really struggled because you had a personal sales goal that you had to meet every day, and then every week, and then monthly. I really struggled with that because I considered myself like a very honest person. Not saying anybody who works for Urban Decay is dishonest at all, I'm not saying that. But like if a product is not working for somebody, I would recommend something else. Whereas when you're working, trying to meet a sales goal, you need these people to buy stuff so you meet your goals. So I felt like it was turning me into a liar. Like I knew this color wasn't like the best for them, but I needed this person to buy it because I needed to make my goals. And I struggled really bad with that. I'm just not the best at sales, okay? I just wanted to teach people like how to do makeup. I just wanted to do makeup and not have to worry about a goal. So I was only at Urban Decay for 9 months, and I was commuting an hour and a half. Get there, an hour and a half to get home. I was doing the most because I wanted to be there. So I was making the sacrifice, and I was planning on moving and whatnot, but sales isn't what I want to do. So I was talking to my mom about it, and I give my mom full credit. She is the one that told me to quit my job and just freelance. She told me I could live rent-free in her house. She would give me 1 year to get like on my feet, as long as I paid my car payment and I believe like the phone bill. She had pointed out it's kind of like a now or never. I'm not married, I don't have kids, could get away with like making this risky move. So I just decided, you know what, my mom's right, it's kind of like now or never. So I decided to put in my 2 weeks at Urban Decay after 9 months of being there, and I left. Looking back, I probably would have done something a little different. I had no money, no savings. I really didn't have a plan. I just thought on impulse and just did it. And I didn't really like think about how I was gonna pay my bills and whatnot. I think my last paycheck was like 600 something bucks, so I had that. That was like 2 car payments. So I was like, if I just don't touch that, I have next 2 months cleared. As long as my car payment is taken care of, I didn't care about anything else. Like that's the main thing I needed. And I kind of got into this funk. I was like, what am I gonna do? How do I do this? What am I doing? Did I make the right decision? I went from, you know, waking up, having a job, going to work, getting a paycheck every week, to now not knowing when my next paycheck was going to come in. So I needed to make some kind of plan. Did work on a website. I put a website together for myself. I used my Instagram to post that I was freelancing, and like if anybody wanted makeup done for special occasions or weddings or whatnot, email me. I knew like I had 2 friends that were makeup artists. So I wrote both of them saying like, hey, I'm freelancing now full time. If you ever need help or if you ever need an assistant, like I'm here, because I didn't have any jobs booked. So I was like, please pick me. I spent a lot of my free time researching different makeup artists that I really admired. And I mean like professional working makeup artists. Usually they have like websites and whatnot, or seminars going on that you can attend. Go to the library and rent different makeup books like Bobbi Brown or, you know, Kevin Aquan, Wade Bandy. And I would just pull different tips and tricks and advice that they would give and apply it to what I was doing. You know, work did come. It was really slow for me at first. I would have a mental breakdown at least once a month where I'd be crying and just really upset, like, did I make the right decision? I don't know what I'm doing. And you can ask Fernando, my fiance. He was always there for me because I didn't know what I was doing, okay? I had no plan. I had written Jill. Jill was the one that hired me at Sephora. I wrote her and I was like, hey, if you ever need an assistant, even if it's unpaid, I'll do it. I want to be a freelance makeup artist and I'm here, so don't be shy. Hit me up. Everything just kind of like worked out. It fell into place. Jill Jill's assistant had moved on to something else, and so she needed an assistant. So she took me on, and I am so thankful to her for bringing me on. Jill was no longer working at Sephora. She was mainly working celebrity clientele. So before working with her, I was reading Deshawn Hatcher. She's a makeup artist. I was reading her book, Assisting Rules. I believe that's what it's called. And it's all about how to be like a makeup assistant. If you want to work in the industry, you have to makeup assist. There's like no way around that. You really got to do it. You have to like prove that you're here for the right reasons. So her book is all about how to be like a great makeup assistant. So I didn't read the full book because I was too broke to buy it. So I would read like random sections that I found online because I have never really makeup assisted before, and I didn't want to let Jill down. I was so nervous. The first gig she brought me on was with Demi Lovato for her music video, Cool for the Summer, and we shot her album cover. I was like, I don't want to fuck this up. I was so nervous. So when you are a makeup assistant, you're pretty much like the helping hands on set with the main makeup artist. Client needs a touch up, or if she needs you to clean brushes or organize her kit or set up her space or put away, pack her kit, pretty much do anything and everything. You have to do, you just do it. You don't think twice. She brought me on a couple times as her assistant, and I still work with her to this day. Like I'm working with her tomorrow, I think. Oh fuck, I'm working with her tomorrow. Jill had recommended me to another makeup artist who was looking for an assistant for a big job, and her name was Tanya, and she was Sia's makeup artist. I got to work with Tanya and makeup assist for Sia. We did a music video. I did the dancers makeup for this big like movie pretty much that was playing on when she went on tour. If you saw Sia on tour, on the screens that were playing at the stadium, like I did the makeup for the dancers in there. Then we did Coachella. A lot of people ask me like why I don't post about it, why I don't post about a lot of the things that I've worked on. And the reason is because when you're makeup assisting, there's like this rule where you really don't post about or talk about what you've worked on because you're just a makeup assistant. You're not the main makeup artist. And it's almost taken like you're trying to take all the credit for it versus the main makeup artist getting all the credit. You know what I'm saying? Like if you painted a beautiful masterpiece and someone had helped you, and then that someone had posted on Instagram like, hey, look at this painting I worked on. It's kind of seen as like, it's frowned upon. Even talking about it makes me uncomfortable because if they see this, I'm like, oh my God, what if they think I'm trying to like steal their limelight? And I don't want to come across that way. And it's like, you just don't want to burn bridges because the industry, the makeup industry is so small. Everybody knows everybody. And if you mess up, no one's gonna hire you. I know that's hard to believe, but it's seriously the same people. You always meet the same people. You're always working with the same people. It's weird, but it's the same people. I don't really post about it on my social media unless like I'm tagged in something, then I'll repost it because I'm all excited. Like, look, I can show everyone that I got to work on this. But I really don't talk about it other than that, but except for right now, and it's making me really uncomfortable. I hope I don't get in trouble. Yeah, so I have been working as a makeup assistant, so I've gotten to work with some celebrity clientele, but I've also done stuff for commercial print. I've done brands for advertisements that they were doing. I mean, I've done a lot. I get really embarrassed when I talk about it, or it makes me cringe. I don't ever want to sound like I'm bragging at all, because that's not what I want at all. It makes me really nervous. If you want to work more like in the industry side, like television, movies and all that, in all honesty, networking plays a huge role, and you're gonna have to assist for somebody. But if you just want to do like weddings and prom and stuff, the best way to get yourself out there is using social media to your advantage, or go to local wedding venues and let them know, like, here's my card, get some cards made and be like, here's my card. If you can hand them out to the brides who are coming in, or figure out how to get onto a vendor list. I feel like social media helped me a ton. So I asked on Twitter if you guys had any questions, because I want to make sure to answer everyone's questions. Let's see, what's one thing you wish you knew starting out? how to do hair. I feel like if you know how to do makeup and hair, you're gonna get a lot more jobs than if you just do one or the other. Still to this day, like I could do basic hair. If I was really fully comfortable with doing hair, I could get a lot more jobs. So I actually signed up to take classes on just hair styling, not necessarily on coloring and cutting. So hopefully I get more confident and comfortable doing hair. So if you could do makeup and hair, it's a huge advantage to you. You'll get a lot more work. How do you begin building your kit? I think the kit is the hardest part, and people ask me all the time. When it comes to your kit, you can't be cheap with foundations, unfortunately. It's expensive to build your kit, and you gotta spend the money if you want to really do this seriously. Like, you have to invest in good foundation, because good foundation is like the key. For me, like, I just started with Makeup Forever HD foundation because it's like was my favorite foundation to work with, and they have a good color selection. And I would buy just like the lightest shade, some middle shades, and then some deeper shades, because I knew that I could mix and kind of create colors, the in-between shades. And then eventually I would start to buy more shades so I had the full for my kit. But you wanna make sure that you're getting products that you're comfortable working with. I understand that it's expensive. A lot of brands offer pro discounts, so you can apply for different pro discounts. I spent one night like going through just every brand I could think of, and I applied for every pro discount I possibly could. Some are really strict, some are a little bit more lenient. Some people just want to see like a website, a business card, and like a call sheet. I collected call sheets over time as I worked more gigs, and then that helped me out big time, tremendously. I would just send a call sheet and I would get approved for a pro discount. If you don't have a call sheet, then build yourself a website or a business card. It's gonna help you in the long run, because you will qualify for a pro discount, which can get you anywhere from 40 to 70% off brands. And that's huge, especially when you're buying a ton of products. So pro discounts help big time. Oh, also when building your kit, it's best to get eyeshadow palettes that are a little bit more versatile. So you get a good variety of like mattes and shimmers, a little bit of everything. That way you could just get away with maybe one or two palettes. Like the Kat Von D Shade and Light matte eyeshadow palette is always one of my go-tos, because you can use that for brows and for face and for eyes, because you can contour with it too. Like I think a Lorac eyeshadow palette, like those are always two of my favorites to go to, because I get the shimmer and the good mattes. A lot of people always ask me to do a what's in my kit video, and honestly I don't think I'm going to film one of those. It's kind of unspoken rule where you shouldn't really give away all of your answers, because you're discrediting a lot of people who went to school or who spent tons of hours and money researching or learning what to put in their kit and what works for them. I mean, same goes for me. Like, all the answers were not just handed to me. I would stay up until 3 or 4 in the morning, like researching or reading different things on how to do my kit, what products to have, how to clean my kit. Like, I spent a lot of time myself doing that. All the information is available out there for you. You just gotta try, and you just gotta look for it. I feel like a lot of people just want this one answer on how to become a makeup artist, and it's not just one answer. You gotta put in a lot of work for it. It's not just gonna come to you. You have to try, and you have to do it yourself. Like, no one's gonna give it to you. I've done a lot of cool shit, still have ways to go, and I still have a lot to learn when it comes to freelancing. My end goal, or like somewhere I'd wanna get, is to be the key makeup artist for like one client. I would love to be like their main makeup artist instead of assisting, because I've been assisting this whole time, so I still like want to grow. I mean, of course I would love to have my own brand of makeup, but also my own makeup brushes, so that's something that's always in my mind, because I would like to do that. But yeah, so that's pretty much my story, and I hope this helps in some kind of way, or maybe motivates you, because I shared, you know, the struggle, and it's okay. You're gonna struggle. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a really good day today. Make good choices, and I will see you guys later.